how you can invest in this and how you can protect yourself in this, the one thing that's important to understand is with an imminent recession or a huge debt problem, it doesn't mean you need to stop everything you're doing, hunker down, and just wait for the inevitable. You need to build wealth and have what we call chaos hedges, which is ways of protecting yourself personally from what you cannot control. So you cannot control the debt levels of the federal government. It's just impossible for any one person to change what's going on. So for example, for myself, I took 24 months worth of my burn rate, my lifestyle expenses. Example purposes, let's say my family burns $10,000 a month, times 24 months, that's $240,000, and I converted that fiat into precious metals in physical form. So that's one thing I have. I have 24 months worth of fiat converted already into gold and silver physical form. It's either in vaults in about 4 continents right now, and I have some in my main residence. Outside of that, I have a secondary passport. So if there's a problem, there's another country that welcomes me. A third thing that I have is a life insurance policy that I'm able to tap into whenever I want for the cash value of it and still stay insured. It's called a whole life policy. Very different from what the mainstream insurance companies give you. So for example, Mike, if you were insured, you put like, let's say for example, $100,000 in there, you're insured. That's your cash value. That's not your death benefits, which are much more than that. But if you need liquid money, you can call tomorrow, get that 100K, and you're still covered if anything happens to you. Obviously, there's an interest rate attached to that, but you have liquid assets. A fourth thing that you can do outside of that is to have Bitcoin or one of the very dominant cryptocurrencies, because then if there's a huge problem, you can move money around internationally without regulation at this point. So this is an important thing. You need to figure out how much you want to get this done. So these are 4 basic things, but the 5th one is offshore real estate. So if you have offshore real estate and it's a residential property that also has a garden and a farm, then you also are self-sufficient. So there are many ways that you can protect yourself, but underlying all of them is if you don't have the initial wealth to convert 2 years worth of your life into fiat, from fiat to precious metals, if you don't have the money to buy offshore real estate, if you don't have the money and the education to convince another government to give you citizenship, then you're doomed. So in other words, the first thing you need to do is take care of your main career, because that's your main source of income. That is the point that I'm trying to stress. Financial education, building wealth, making sure that you do what you need to do is the most important thing. Well, I have a 6th one that's also important. So
go and give it to us.
Have a duffel bag. Have a duffel bag with physical cash, currency, paper currency that is in the 5 major currencies that are either very strong or their economies are based on commodities. So US dollars, euros, Swiss francs, Canadian dollars, and Australian dollars, and have at least 6 months worth of living expenses in those physical currencies. So that is another layer of protection that you can have. Now, it's up to you where you want to keep that, but obviously, if you have a main residence and it's secured, that's a great place because it's on hand. And if you need to move, a great stuff. Again, if you can't save up 6 months worth of your living expenses, that is your primary concern. How do I raise standard of living right now? And that is what I'm saying is you need to figure out your main career. What do you have that you can offer to the marketplace in the market system that you live in? And if you can't, that's not a problem. So in other words, if you do not fit into the market system in America, think about moving to another country. There are great options in today's world for you, but don't expect any easy answers because there are none.